What's up everybody, Aditya Mahajan here and welcome back to yet another YouTube video. So today's daily challenge is an easy problem number 1614, also called as maximum nesting depth of the parenthesis. Now this problem states that we are given a valid parenthesis string, which is basically like they are having equally balanced brackets, closing and opening brackets, and in that they have mentioned some of the rules that how the brackets are open and closed, so they are terming that to be valid parenthesis strings. So you can read the problem statement. So if it is empty or if just has a or b or other character other than brackets, then it is a valid parenthesis string. Now they have also defined a term called as nesting depth, which is like the number of opening brackets, the maximum number of opening brackets that are present. Okay, so for example, they have given some examples. In this case, it's 0. In let's say we have two valid parenthesis strings a and b, it would be the max of both of the depths. Okay, so these are like terms that they have given, but in short, what it basically means is we are trying to find the maximum nesting of the curly brackets. Okay, for example, they have given two examples. First one is this, and in this, if you see, this is the first, second, but this is closed again, so we would not be counting this. Then again, if we go here, this would be the second, and this is the third. So the maximum nesting is 3 here. Similarly, in the second example, here also this is open and close. Again, these two are open and close, and then here 3 we have opening curly braces, so the maximum depth is 3. Okay. Now for solving this, the constraints are given. The characters can consist of plus, minus, star symbol. So basically it has anything. So we just need to take care of the opening and closing braces. Now the first approach that anyone can think of is like sort of a difficult approach. Like most of the people can come up with the optimized approach directly, but what I would recommend is go with something which is not optimized. Okay, so in our case, what optimized wouldn't be is like we use something called a stack. Now we can push and pop elements out of the stack, and we are given a very important thing here is that is the given string is a valid parenthesis, so we do not need to take care of it is if there are the unbalanced or not a proper valid parenthesis string. So that is very important, which is the very reason why we can use the stack here. So what we are basically doing here is we are just pushing element into the stack, and every point if we are checking this, what is the maximum depth of the stack. Okay, so the solution goes like this. Now for this solution, the space would be O of n because we are using a stack, and the maximum size of stack would be the total number of elements, and the time complexity would be O of n because we have to iterate through the complete elements. Now we are just taking a stack, and we are taking a variable for considering the counter, not counter, but the maximum depth, which would be our answer. Now we are iterating through the complete string and each character in that string. And if that character we encounter is a opening brace, in that case, we are just pushing opening brace into our stack. And once that is done, we are checking if the maximum depth is greater than what is the current size of the stack. Okay, and we are checking the max case only when we are pushing it, because whenever we are popping, its size would be lesser as compared to earlier. So that is the reason why we are just updating max depth only when we are pushing. Okay, now if it is a closing curly brace, we are just popping the curly brace, opening curly brace which we had in the stack, and at the end of the complete iteration we are returning the maximum depth. So this is the first approach, and here we are using space O of n due to the stack. Now for the second approach, what we have is we are using, in place of the complete stack, we are just taking into consideration a variable which would technically say what is the current depth. Okay, so what we are doing is we are in place of the stack, we are just taking one more variable called as current depth, which would signify at what depth we are currently on while iterating the complete string. So the same thing, we are iterating through the string, and if we encounter an opening curly brace, we are incrementing the depth variable that we have, and again we are comparing it with the max depth and the current depth. If the current depth is greater than max depth, we are updating the max depth, and if we are encountering the closing curly brace, not curly brace, closing brace, we are just decrementing the current depth. Okay, and once we are done with the for loop, we have our answer in the maximum depth, and that's what we are returning. So that's all for this video. If you did not understand anything, comment below. I'll try to respond as fast as possible. If you need more such LeetCode content, content on data structures and algorithms, subscribe to the channel, and that's all. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care and bye bye.